Hello, welcome back to the channel. This is me, Farmer EnvoyXtreme, and this time I'm going to bring you a very quick guide of how to use the silo on the new Millennial Farmer map. If this is what you're looking for, then please stay tuned. On Minnesota Millennial Farm, and as I said in the intro, I'm going to show you how to use this silo. It's pretty simple. It's relatively straightforward once you know the process. At first I didn't really know, but then after a bit of tinkering, after just a bit of playing around, I found out how it works, and I've seen a lot of people asking questions daily, hundreds of questions on how to get the silo to work. So here's a very quick little guide. So what we need to do first of all is get this truck into position, so we'll back it up here like so. Yeah, that would do. And if we drive up to here, the new options turning up for us to unload it. So yeah, what do? Simple. What you need to do is come out of here. Don't go in here yet, this is for something else. The thing you want to go to is this control panel here. You want to be quite close to it, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the help menu so you can see what I'm pressing. So you press R1 on the PlayStation controller. You've got 5 options: load dry silo, load wet silo, unload dry silo, unload wet silo, and you do have it activate the activate horseplay mode, but that is only for PC players only, so that button configuration, don't follow it, because all you get is a nice little flashy icon here. Next we need to actually unload this, and to do that you can either load into the wet side by pressing R on the D-pad or triangle on the controller, and the only difference between wet and dry is nothing on consoles. It's just for a role-playing purpose, because corn doesn't get wet, crops don't get wet on normal PlayStation, normal Xbox gameplay. I do apologise there, but yeah. But for role-playing, if you had a wet crop, you need to dry it first before you transfer it to the rest of your dry crop. Otherwise that crop will spoil, and obviously it will lose its value, lose its quality. But for just Farming Simulator 19, it makes no difference whatsoever. But I'm going to show you both. So we press triangle to load into the dry silo, and now we'll go load our corn into the dry silo. 10,000 litres should do it. And if we go to here again, and now we select right on the D-pad to load into the wet silo, what we should get is, if we press back like so, now that corn is going into the wet silo, because actually let's cancel that because I don't know too much. Where it says silos owned, that is your dry silo in essence. Where it says silos other, that's the capacity of your wet silo. So this is in role-playing purposes. You store your wet crop. For normal gameplay, it makes no difference, as previously stated. So now we need to unload this. So how do you do that, you ask? Very simple. We exit out of here. Got a couple of ways of doing this. So first one is pressing R1 on the D-pad, R1 on the controller, press down on the D-pad, and this will unload the dry silo. And if you come here, if you press L3, it'll load our corn back in. Bloody autosave, bugger off. So now we've lost a bit of corn from the silo because it's gone into here. But also there's another option. If you go around here, there's a auger which is you can use to crash load your corn into. So if you pull up here, got an option to fill, like so, and there you are. That's pretty much the basic of how to use this silo, but I'm going to go slightly more in depth just to cover all the bases, to show you some neat tricks, neat features for role-playing purposes. So it's coming into here again. We'll just unload our corn a little bit. We'll exit out the vehicle, and now what we need to do is transfer our corn from the wet silo to the dry silo. How do you do that, you ask? Very simple. You come in here and see, if you press R1 on the PlayStation controller, then you press X, this transfers your corn, in this instance, from the wet silo to the dry silo via transfer. And now we can unload this. There's two ways of doing it. One is entering the vehicle. In this case, this little thing here, just go to here, press square, it enters like a vehicle as you do normally. You can see the little computer ahead of us, the dryer controller. If you set L3 to start filling, like so, this will transfer the corn from the wet silo to the dry silo. So that's that empty. Actually, keep a bit there. So now, if we come here and we select unload wet silo by pressing left on the D-pad, what can we do here? Nothing, because we need to go into the truck and do that. So yeah, that's pretty much, that's it. That's the little guide here. So let's have a little quick recap, shall we? Let's exit here. And let's come over here and wait for this to turn off, then we'll have a little quick summary of how this works. Okay, here's a little quick summary. This is turned off so you haven't got the noise in the background distracting us. What you do is you'll load your obviously truck with whatever crop. You come here, you pull up here, and this is only just for using it normally, not for role-playing purposes. That's being ignored at this time. What you need to do, you need to come to the control panel, press R1, and either select load dry silo or load wet silo. And so let's say load wet silo, you press right on the D-pad, the thing will kick on, and what you do, you press L3 to actually no, sorry, you go into the truck and you unload it as normally, sorry, and then the wet silo is stored under silos other. Silos owned is where your dry silo is. And to transfer from wet silo to the dry silo, you come in here, you press R1 on the PlayStation controller, press X to transfer wet to dry. Then what you do, you press square to enter vehicle, and an option will turn up by pressing L3, and this will transfer the crop from the wet silo to the dry silo. And to unload the dry silo, it can either come out of here, this little pipe here, by going to the control panel, press R1, then select unload dry silo by pressing down on the D-pad. If you don't want to do this, then what you do is you drive around to the back to that little auger I shown you, and that will just unload normally from there. To unload from the wet silo, it only comes out of here, and what you do is you come to the control panel, press R1, and then press left on the D-pad to unload wet silo. And that is pretty much it. As stated, Courseplay does not work for consoles. It's not at this time possible for a number of reasons, so don't ask about courseplay. But yeah, that is pretty much the essence of this slide. I hope you find this informative. If anyone's got any questions, feel free to comment down below or message me on Facebook or Twitter. Farmer EnvoyXtreme is my pages. But for now, if you like this video, please leave a like. Feel free to comment down below, and if you want to share this, then please be my guest, as this will probably help a lot of other people, because I am seeing hundreds of questions a day asking about this. If you haven't subscribed yet, then please do, as we are aiming for 1,500 subscribers by the end of April. But for now, I hope you like say all, and this is me, Farmer EnvoyXtreme, and I'll see you all very soon.